morning, dear viewer. Once again, we take this opportunity to welcome you to do a conversation today here on West TV. On the Morning Scoop today, we're going to look at the preparedness for the upcoming by-election, which is in the next 2 days. We have 2 MCS seats and 1 constituency or 1 MP. As a region, our culture or our way of life, we are not so much such a hotspot, but it's good to know what's in the mind of the government, to know how prepared are they to manage this process, and mostly matters to do with the security and general preparedness to managing and covering the events from starting to ending, especially the real process of voting that's going to take place. And mostly managing the campaigns has been, we've seen issues coming up, hotspots emerging and stuff like that. In studio today, we are so privileged to have the regional commissioner in this region, Western Kenya, who is going to take us through the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. We're starting a bit late, to bear with us, but here we are. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Karim, for hosting me.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Karim, and the viewers. Kakamega and the region is calm.
Okay.
We are enjoying relative peace.
Okay.
Thank you.
Generally, we are not so bad people. You enjoy life, right?
Yes, life in Western is very good. Very good. We like it here. Yes, compared to other places that we have been. Yes, the life here is good.
That's nice.
Yes, we want to be here longer. Or we can even settle here.
Okay.
Yes.
We will find, I'll talk to some elders here. They know how to make elders stick. You'll find some beautiful someone to warm you when you are here.
That comes naturally. That's very natural. And we feel at home. Yes. We feel very much at home.
Okay.
Yes.
By-elections coming up in the next 2 days.
Yes.
Before we even talk about the day, how has been the preparation, managing the campaign from your perspective?
Yes, I said we are, as a region, we have had the campaign period, and generally we can say that the campaigns have been very peaceful, very peaceful, although there has been some 1 or 2 incidences of insecurity, intimidation, confrontation, but we have worked very closely with the IEBC to ensure that there are peaceful elections.
Okay.
So generally the elections were the campaign period was very peaceful, very peaceful, except for those isolated incidences of insecurity, like the one we experienced in Kabuchai. We have had other incidences of intimidation and threat to others in Maraba and even in Kisa. There has been attack on some contestants and crashes between supporters. But there are situations that we have been able to manage.
Largely, it has been
very peaceful. Very peaceful.
How does it work? Do you like apportion security personnel per location, or you let it be driven by demand?
What generally happened is when we started the campaigns, we start with the candidates, with the IBC, and agreed on how they want to conduct their campaigns. So they said on days that they will be, for instance, in Bungoma, another day will be in another area or a zone through this route. So at least there are routes and campaign schedules that assist the IBC and us in security to plan ourselves on how we are going to give them security coverage. So we have prior information on what direction which candidate will go. So we provide security. The issue of demand, this one, demand is always there. So we at least address ourselves to that need, because the need is always there. You don't need to come and tell the police that I'm going this way, because you already have the information. So we already organized on how we are going to secure you and your convoy and the entourage.
Hotspots?
Yes, there are hotspots, of course, because particularly hotspots are generally there. because the areas that you want to protect, particularly the strongholds,
Yes.
you don't want a contestant to come and scrabble for the same votes that they think are yours. Okay, and you have entitlement to those votes.
Yes.
Those strongholds are mainly the hotspots. Okay, but if I can talk in regard to the region, I think our hotspots is not Marava.
Okay.
Neither is it Kisa East. Amongst the 3 electoral areas, I think Kabuchai reads the way.
Okay.
It's a hotspot for us as a region.
Okay.
That our guns are trained on Kabuchai because it's the hottest potato. And it is the most contested elections that you have ever seen.
Why will it be that?
We can't say for sure, but I think the stakes are just too high. High in that this is an electoral ward that was previously a seat that was Ford Kenyas. Then there is others that are competing. So when it comes to contesting what is already yours, you feel it is mine. You have to protect it to the last man, just to make sure that you want to keep the seat and you want to have it. So because of that, protecting your turf has made it very hot.
Now look at what happened. Let's stay in Kabuchai a bit. The destruction that has it. That massive destruction that we've seen. The destruction of the hotel for the area MP. Then the most recent his house. We are told that we lost a life. How do you respond to that?
What we have generally been telling our candidates and their supporters, elections is not a matter of life and death. It's not a must that we win the election. And it is very sad that at least we have lost a life in Kabuchai. Why I was saying it was generally peaceful is that the incident just happened recently, I think 3 or 4 days before elections. Less than a week before elections. Meaning that the stakes have been getting higher every day, that those who are seeing like they are losing are doing all they can to frustrate those others that are competing with them. But as I said, it is very sad that we lost a life and the destruction of property took place. We also want to thank our officers because they were there in good time, at least to diffuse the tension that was there. With that intervention, the officers were there. There was rapid response from our officers because it would have been worse. Then you see the life that we lost was about the stampede because people are running either from a risky situation or an insecure situation. You are learning, then they stepped on the other person, that the life that we lost, as maybe they cleared that scene. And specifically, we cannot say who actually stepped on that old man or killed him in whichever way, because I'm told he's a 72-year citizen, and 72 years, you imagine that he's not very swift. He's not very swift in his movement, but investigations are ongoing to establish exactly what happened.
Then we had what sounded like gunshots. Were they police who were shooting, or it was in the private citizens?
About the gunshot, we cannot be sure. Yes, there were gunshots I heard from what we are hearing. And there are clips that are making rounds in the social media on how it actually happened. But by the look of things, it was not police.
It was not police.
It was not police.
So preliminary, do you have a preliminary report of that? Or yet to...
What we are investigating is who actually fired. Because again, in these senior officers, the VIPs, they also have security officers. There are even some speculations that it could have been stage managed by somebody, but that is subject to investigation.
Let's go back to the general voting in the locations, the 3 locations, the constituency, then the 2 wards. So there is a specific number of personnel that are deployed. in each of the locations or polling centers or tallying centers?
Maybe we may not be very specific on how many officers we have deployed, but generally we have deployed very heavily.
Okay.
We are not taking chances. But for every polling center, there will be 2 police officers.
Okay.
Every polling center, there will be at least 2 security officers. Then in the tallying center, we'll have special units and we'll deploy very heavily, because in the tallying center is also a hot spot. Because when we start counting votes, people are there and waiting, they are anxious. So we deploy very heavily. We have deployed both human and every other resource that we have to make sure that we secure.
So that means the bulk of your personnel will be plainclothes?
We have even borrowed, no, not really. We have officers in uniform. Yes, officers. You can say this is a police officer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have officers. The ones in the plane are 1 or 2, because the DCI, you not expect them to be in uniform, but they'll also be there. But we are deployed very heavily to make sure that the elections and the tallying, and that is before, during, and after elections. We have engaged everybody, and every other resource has been deployed to that end.
Okay. How about observers? Do you have observers, and how are they?
Observers, I think, are accredited by IBC.
Yes.
How are they covered?
How are they?
There is no special arrangement for them.
Okay.
Because even for you as a media person, when you want to go and cover the elections, we don't need to allocate you special security. We secure you amongst others.
There is nothing to warrant that.
Yes, that because you are an observer, you need special security. No, we secure you among others, and we are sure that if we be able to secure the voters and those officials that from IBC, you are returning, you are cracks, you are agents, and wherever else, even observers will equally guarantee them their security.
Okay.
But there are no special security arrangements for them.
Okay. How about voter bribery? Do you guys?
Voter bribery is an offense, IBC. So we will be on the lookout to support IBC to ensure that people vote freely on their will, not because you are given 100 shillings or 2 to vote. So we'll be on the lookout for those people who will be bribing voters.
Economic inducement is very popular. People are promised things, and in reality, that's a bribe. People are promised roads. People are promised good economy. Me, where I see it, it's nicely dressed into election pledges, but actually it's a bribe.
That one we cannot regard it as a bribe, because you deserve the development. So, and those who are teaching us politics say the end justify the means. It doesn't matter how you get that development, as long as it comes to you and it is in the interest of the common public, yes, the general public. It's not you individually. What we can regard as a bribe is what comes to you as an individual. Give you 100 shillings because so that you can vote for me. That one can be regarded as a bribe. But for development projects, that can't be, because we want that development to come to our place. Yes, and we can never say no to development.
So that inducement, the 100, so you are working with the SEC and IBC to manage that?
To get to know those who have every intent to bribe voters, we will be on a serious lookout. And I can tell you for free, you expect that we arrest people. Because Kenyan politics is mostly they give me, nip and coupe. So that nip and coupe want to ensure that it is free, fair, and credible elections. So those will be bribing voters, will be floating the row. And we work very closely with the IBC. Those will be found to be bribing voters. We will arrest them and take them to court.
Then we have whistleblowers who are going to raise these issues that there is bribery going on. How secure are they going to be?
I think there is a rule that protects whistleblowers. And we don't expose who blows the whistle. Who blows the whistle. So for us, we get that information, not to say that it was Kareb who said that you are bribing voters. We have a way of dealing with that information in confidence. So when the whistleblowers, we want to assure them that they'll be safe. They'll be safe. Nobody will expose them. Then they give us the information in confidence. We'll act in confidence, and we don't need them to come and give us their account to At the police kuja, register your statement, you said you did, we'll act on that information in the best way that we can to protect the whistleblower.
Yes. In this season, whether in the 3 locations or in the community, in the region, if you see large sums of money being moved, what will you do? And has there been an incident like that in the past?
Large sums of money?
Large sums of money making a movement around.
We have not detected anything in regard to large sums of money. We saw some video clips that were doing rounds in the social media that there were briefcases from Gulf hotels going to wherever. But it is very unfortunate because when I saw that clip together with our security team, that ones need to be referred to the Data Protection Commission. Okay? Because you can't just say that you carry is loading money briefcases to a vehicle, then you expose the person involved, the vehicle, and you know it's unfortunate that those are guests that were leaving Gulf Hotel and they were going to the airport. So people followed them to Kisumu. So we exposed that person to risk that he's carrying large sums of money and he had nothing. It was just his clothes and others. He was checking out of the hotel. Then you have it in the social media. I think Kasaita has some business in that.
There is this element of frustration. Maybe a whistleblower or somebody will come to the police and raise an issue, and then the police will not take action. So the best place we are going to do is we're going to take clips and take them on social media, saying that we are expressing ourselves. No one is listening. So social media is giving the platform.
That one I would ask people to be careful. In regard to how you handle what you expose to the social media. Because I said the Data Protection Act protects us and everybody. So what you secrete in the social media should be very careful. But generally we want to say people should not anticipate or speculate that if I go to the police, they will not take my statement, they will not listen to me. We want you to say, I went to the police, I reported this one, it was not acted on, not what you think will happen. Let it happen. Then we talk about, you can, yes. That is anticipation of what you expect it to happen, which it's not necessary that it happens.
It will happen like that.
Yes, it will happen like that.
Once the report is made, it has to be judged on its merit.
Yes, and we act on it. And again, yes, you know, we must do the analysis of the report that you are getting. How actionable is it? Because at times you can tell me Caleb was here yesterday, he gave some money. So how do you investigate a thing that has already gone? It's past. It happened last night. Not a thing that is hot. He's doing it. He's doing it. So that time we can move in and arrest you. Don't tell us what happened yesterday because you know investigating a thing that is past is harder than investigating a thing that is happening now. Because we move with a lot of speed. Terence Caleb's money, he's buying votes, or he's bribing voters, we move with his speed. Not what happened previously.
Instances were there where we encountered people buying voters' cards or IDs from would-be voters so that they will not vote. Has that emerged in the
We have not had an incident. But those allegations are there. Lots of it. The people are buying votes, not buying ID cards. But I don't see why you should sell your ID card unless you are not a registered voter in that area. You know, Kenyans are very
I'm not a registered voter.
You are not a registered voter, for instance, in Kabuchai, and you want to benefit from it. So if somebody is buying votes, he's buying ID cards, you just take your card, but you're not voting that. So people have cards, they can use their cards to trade.
Generally, election offences are managed at the IEBC level, but the officers are wrong.
To do what?
Or election offences.
Yes.
Your office has a role. Yes,
IBC has no officers to arrest.
Okay.
They have no arresting officers. They will see you commit a crime or an offense, an offense, but they do very little unless they are at the security officers that will be there. And that is why we are deployed in every station.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that the officers that they can call upon, this person is committing this offense, please arrest. Although our people will be on the lookout, because that is a cognizable offense. Doesn't need to be reported by anybody. You see it happen, you arrest. You don't need a warrant or whatever.
Then there is this element of administrative officers maybe having a presence during the campaigns. Now, during the voting days, they will still appear, administrative officers, and maybe government officers, maybe CSS or drivers of CSS. How do you handle that?
In the first place, we want to appreciate that even those administrators, for instance, are registered voters. So the first thing the chief will do in the morning is exercise his democratic right to vote.
Go and vote.
Yes. Okay. So they will vote. Including that driver you are talking about. If a PS comes from Marava, the first thing he can do is democratic, or she can do as a democratic right, is cast your vote.
Okay.
So if you find them in those places, they are just doing whatever else what other voters are doing, casting their votes.
I'm talking about a minister from a different location being in the campaign zone.
Okay, that one, I think that one is beyond me.
Okay.
That one is beyond me. But for us, like for instance, our role in the ongoing by-elections, you see, as security officers from the grassroots level, you expect us to our involvement in securing, for instance, the campaigns and the elections, because we are engaging the entire structure from the Museo wa Mtaa. Because you know offences will take place at the village level.
Yes.
You will be planning violence at the village. So respecting Bakumi, you will say, Caleb, that in my cluster, Caleb is organizing to commit an offense. He wants to go and attack another voter. He is intimidating voter. He is buying votes. Whatever. So we have engaged everybody from the lowest level, from the Museo Mtaa to the assistant chief with the peace and security committee and the assistant and the chiefs, then to the ward security committees, because the ACCs are also, and their security teams are also involved in securing this election. So we are all there, but ours is securing. If you are a registered voter, you vote.
You go and vote.
Yes. And then you go back to your duties of securing the voters, the voting center, the polling centers, and the entire region, because we want that place to be very safe. And you know, we are also encouraging our voters, immediately of cast your vote, go back home and wait for the counting to take place. Don't hang around the polling centers trying to influence Caleb as he comes, because that is equally an offense.
Yes. The milling around the polling centers is also an element of expressing a desire for money to exchange hands. How is it so? As in, once one has voted, we should go back home.
That's why we want them to go back home. And when they go back home, they mobilize others to go and vote, because we want the 100% voter turnout, if it can be possible. So they should encourage those others that have not voted. They should check whether they have the ink. Please go and vote, so that you vote this way or that way. But at least we know that the best horse will win. So that is what we encourage our voters to do.
Let's talk about inflammatory speeches. There are people who use rhetoric that is meant to incite the public. Do you have any arrests on that?
So far, hate speech, inflammatory statements, we have not arrested anybody so far. But they have been there. You have heard what is happening in other places, including Berenot. People have been given names and others. But at least there has been a lot of good conduct and decorum in the way we have conducted our campaigns. Nothing has gone out of hand. But for instance, in Marava, you see people have started expressing, oh, these are people from Rift Valley, Rift, we have from Western. You know, that one is should be the business of National Cohesion and Integration Commission, because that is not promoting unity. It is promoting division or creating animosity between communities. Yeah, because it doesn't matter who is campaigning. I could be campaigning in Maraba, but I'm from the mountain. So what is the issue of me campaigning in that place? Okay. Yeah.
As long as you are delivering the message of advancing the chances of your
candidate or the person you are supporting, preferred candidate. If you do it in the right way, that one you are free to campaign anywhere. Anywhere. So they should not start telling us that those people from Rift Valley and others from Western, those Jews should not listen to this person. That is creating division and animosity between communities. It can even lead to clashes.
It now requires that someone has to take an initiative after the election is done to create a reconciliation initiative. Would you want to do that?
Yes, we should certainly do. You see, these campaigns will be very divisive. And people will make enemies, including husband and wives. Will be,
of course,
we go different ways because we are supporting a different candidate from one. So there will be need for that reconciliation and building bridges. After that, so that at least we get back to where we were as we wait for the general election. So that one we certainly do. We certainly do.
So can you just mention the specific organization that should be able to take
National Cohesion and Integration Commission and our Peace Secretariat in the Ministry of Interior. We have peace building, the Peace Secretariat in the Conflict Management Secretariat in the Ministry of Interior. Then our Cohesion and Integration Commission. These religious organizations that are there. Those non-government organizations. We should move in and at least try to address the animosity that would have been created by the campaigns and try to build fences and bring people together. We do some form of reconciliation and if it is possible, we compensate those who are adversely affected by the campaigns.
Is it the issue of people going to vote because they were encouraged in a certain way has been the big reason why we see people behaving the way they behaved in Kapchai, because the motivation here is that this is ours. I don't know whether you are privy to the idea that this is our zone, this is our home, no one should be able to come in. And if that is the story, one would want to imagine that what we saw in Kapchai is likely going to repeat itself in 2027. So between now and then, what will your office do to help the locals not go that direction?
What we are saying that people are encouraged to support one of their own. That means they are successful campaigns. Because if you can convince me to vote for you, that is what we are looking for when we do campaigns. Because you want a lot of support. And you use every strategy to get support. But one of the strategies is not confronting those others that are coming to that stuff. So people should be allowed to campaign freely. So that when you come, I listen to you, you see what usually happens. You come, the same crowd, the same voter. Caleb was there at 10 a.m. Then Macharia is there at 1. A different person is there at 2. But we are talking to the same voter. But that voter will make his decision on who to vote for. The issue of zoning, zoning I think is an offense. Zoning. They are saying this is our zone. Like the previous time you were hearing, this is a Kanu zone, this is a ODM zone, this is a whatever zone. Zoning is not a direction to go. And the Cohesion and Integration Commission should address itself to those people who zone this country, because Kenya is one. So you cannot tell us this is a whatever zone, this is our zone, and nobody is allowed to come in here like it was happening in some place. That if you happen to come here, those threats on your person or on your party for coming to campaign in that place, I think NCIC should be able to take up that.
You see,
As a way of preparing for the elections from now henceforth, let us work on that one before we get to 2027.
Yes.
That everybody should be free to campaign anywhere and be given an opportunity to talk to the voter so that the voter can make an independent decision on who to vote for.
You see, what we saw in Kapchai was a bit unique because clubs, politicians promise that if you come here, you go away with clubs. And those youths who gathered, or the crowds that gathered in campaigns, were carrying clubs. We call them kimini, those rungus. They were there, they are visible, they are happy dancing with them. And like other places, people were carrying leaves.
Yeah, others are carrying twigs, yeah.
Now, why specifically those clubs within Kapchai? Could that be something that is deeper than we're willing to confront?
That was organized. If you say find people behaving in a certain way, they must have been organized. You have given men staffs, to Bakora, Rungu, Mipini, those are organized gangs. And nobody is allowed to carry any weapon to a campaign meeting. That you have a crab, you have the axes, these handles that one use for the Fanya Fujo, those ones, they are not allowed in campaign meetings. Those are offensive weapons that can be used to hurt others. So if it happened that they were there, that means they were organized. And that is why for us, we are investigating to know who had organized that people can come armed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they had every intention, that was premeditated.
Wow. So let's end by just one statement from you. What action will be taken to anyone who is found to have organized those Mipini carrying crowds or any other offense?
What we have heard from sources that there are some candidates or supporters who have an intention of importing goons and political gangs from various places. Others from Nairobi, here from Kibera, Kisumu, from all over the country. Others from here, Turkana, or is it Pokot, and yes, from all over. Because they want to bring guns or goons to come and disrupt elections. So those who are organizing, we want to forewarn those people who are organizing and have that intention, and those who are being organized to come and disrupt elections. We'll deal very firmly with those people who have organized the gangs and the gangs themselves. We will not give them a riding area or safe haven in those areas. So I said we are already on the ground. We are on the lookout. You bring us goons. We make sure that the first thing we do, we will use necessary force to put the goons where they belong. Where they belong. We'll arrest them, we'll prosecute them. We will get to know the organizers. There are some politicians that we are trailing. People that we are, they are hot spots and hot people that we are looking after to see their conduct and how they do it. So we're on the lookout. We know who can organize gangs, who can organize those criminal political goons. So we want to forward them, that we will act very tough on them. Those who are organizing, those who are plans of importing goons, and the goons themselves. We tell you, I wish I had time to come and tell you how many we arrested, but we are on lookout. Then again, we want to say, no, we have not. Because that is what we have had. We are following leads. So, and our day is the 27th because they cannot bring problems today. Their guns are trained on 27th. And that 27th, effective Wednesday, that is tomorrow, we will occupy the areas. We will dominate early enough. Then we want to say again for those politicians, we will not regard anyone and the rank you hold. There is no room for impunity in these elections. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter who you are. We are regarding everybody as equal. We want people to be free. They vote without intimidation or any other form of influence. Okay. So hakuna nafasi ya impunity. Impunity is out.
well.
We'll deal firmly with everybody.
Yeah, this is so much. Thank you so much. You are, I almost call you Your Excellency, but you are Commissioner, Regional Commissioner. Before we just end, I want you to look at that critical message that you've not said that you'd like the public to interact with in just a minute. Then we conclude.
Yes, we want to continue to reassure our voters and everybody. Voters, candidates, supporters, that will secure the elections without fear or favor. We will use all the resources available to us to make sure that there is peace.
Okay.
To make sure that there is peace. So nobody should feel intimidated that they can't go and vote. We want to make sure that everybody has access to the polling centers. And anybody who try to interrupt or disrupt that one, the peaceful voting, the peaceful tallying of the votes, we are ready to deal with them. And again, I said, we have deployed very heavily. There will be a lot of police presence in those areas. And we'll act with their instructions to act very firmly. And when we say very firmly, we'll also be there. There will be a very good supervision from all sources. Our senior officers, we had a meeting yesterday with our security officers from all those affected areas. And we gave firm instructions on what needs to be done. Resources have been availed to us, fuel, vehicles, and human resources. We have even borrowed from neighboring counties and regions to come and assist us secure the elections. So we assure them of their security.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Regional Commissioner, for taking time to talk to West TV, the Morning Scoop. We end here and we look forward to a peaceful election coming on Thursday this week. Thank you so much wherever you are. Keep West TV. Subsequent programming is just up next. On behalf of the director of the show, Calvin Kibet, this is CKS.
Thank you.